Welcome to the Don't Be Afraid to Experiment series, where we explore the unorthodox and the unconventional shots of tennis. And I've always thought that creativity is a big part of tennis. Yes, we have the fundamentals, we have the right mechanics for a forehand, we have the ATP forehand, we have a way of hitting a backhand correctly. Yes, we need the fundamentals and we need all that, but we also need to explore the creative side. And I like exploring creative shots, not necessarily trick shots. I want to explore these shots where you could use them in a tennis match and use them to win tennis matches, whether you're a recreational player or college player or professional player. I want to take a look at these creative shots because John McEnroe, he developed his own serve, right? Andy Roddick, he developed his own serve. A lot of players develop their own shots that don't follow any kind of standard model. And tennis and sports in general is closely related to arts. Arts is about creativity, and sports is about creativity. And I encourage all my students, all my players, to be as creative as possible. So let's take a look at Fabrice Santoro, a very creative tennis player. And he was a former professional, former pro, top 20 player. And he has this forehand, a two-handed forehand slice that I've never seen before in history, and I don't know if we'll ever see it again in the pros, but it is a very unique shot, the two-handed forehand slice. And he does this predominantly, pretty much on every shot, every forehand shot. He does have a traditional forehand, one-handed forehand, and even a two-handed forehand topspin, but he'll go with this two-handed forehand slice pretty much 90 to 95% of the time. And let's take a look at it here. Here he is at the front end, and he does this two-handed forehand slice where it's kind of like a backhand. It's like he's letting go of his arm here, and his left hand is on the top. He is right-handed, right? So let's take a look again on how he swings. His right hand is on the bottom, left hand on top. He's a right-handed player, and he hits this slice, goes across his body, lets go, and he just flails out his left hand there. And very unique shot. I've never really seen anything like it. May never see anything like it again. And he was called a magician because he had these really strange shots. And this is the strangest shot you will probably ever see. And he really did this well. But there is this unique thing about the two-handed forehand slice that maybe you can implement in your game. So what's so amazing about the two-handed forehand slice? Well, let's check out my slice, my forehand slice that is one-handed, right? So I am doing this on the ball machine, on the slinger bag here, and this is just a traditional one-handed forehand slice. Nothing crazy, nothing special. So now what I'm going to do is do this two-handed forehand slice, and I don't necessarily let go of my left hand here. I am still keeping my two hands on the racket, but as I perform these two-handed forehand slice a la Fabrice Santoro, I noticed that I have a lot more control over the contact point when I do my slice versus just a one-handed forehand slice. So here's this slinger bag, right? And it does generate a lot of topspin. So if you ever played on a slinger bag before, it does generate some heavy topspin. And doing a one-handed forehand slice, yes, you can do it, but you can only have so much control over it, right? I don't think I could create a great drop shot off of a heavy topspin. Say the slinger bag spits it out at even higher rate. More topspin and higher velocity. I don't think I could do a drop shot or any kind of hard slice against it using my one hand. But on a two-hand slice, here I'm doing it on a two-hand slice, and this is a shot I cannot do on a one-handed forehand. Notice how it just kind of cuts low, and has this weird angle here. And I'm doing this a little bit mid-court, and I'm feeding that ball machine, that slinger bag ball machine. It's kind of at intermediate to close to advanced speed. And the slinger bag doesn't throw balls super hard, but it does have a lot of spin, and it can generate some power. And so I wouldn't be able to do this forehand slice if it's one-handed. I was able to do it two-handed. And here's another two-handed forehand slice here. Again, this one goes up high, and I really have to set up my feet. But when I do this two-handed forehand slice here, again, can I get that spot on a one-handed slice? I tried it and I could not. The control on a two-handed forehand slice is amazing. And I feel like I can really drive a two-handed forehand slice deep. I could go deep inside out. I could go cross court. I could cut it with an angle. I could do a drop shot inside out there. I have so much more manipulation on the ball with a two-handed forehand slice. It is amazing, and I've been really using this on some of my recreational matches. And it can work with just some practice and maybe some patience. You could develop this into a major weapon. There is also another player on the WTA side, Hsieh Su Wei, who can also perform a two-handed forehand slice, just like Fabrice Santoro here. And if you check out her game, it's almost identical to Fabrice Santoro, but I believe Fabrice Santoro is the originator of this two-handed forehand slice. Try this two-hand forehand slice out. Even if you have a traditional one-handed forehand, you have maybe a big forehand, all of a sudden you do this two-handed forehand slice, you could make your opponents go crazy. You can really control hard balls. Say a ball is coming at you at 80 miles per hour. You do a two-handed forehand slice on it, it is possible. It is makeable, and you can definitely, if you have the hands, you have a little bit of talent, you could do a drop shot off of an 80 mile per hour ground stroke with a two-handed forehand slice. And that's how Fabrice Santoro won his games and Hsieh Su Wei won her games. There's really a lot of finesse and a lot of slicing, dicing, angles, drop shots, and driving slices deep. It's a very unique game, and if you can add this shot to your game, wow, let me know how it goes. And I'm pretty sure your opponents will just go crazy trying to retrieve this ball. If you enjoyed this video, kindly do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.